Baby, the fact that I got to take a picture with damn near the entire cast of NSYNC, with the exception of This Will Ruin the Tour because he wasn't there, you can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Bye, bye, bye. And welcome to my Safe Gayven, everybody. Thank you guys so much for clicking on another video and joining me here on the BlackGayComicGeek channel. But if this is your first time checking out one of my videos, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Michael. I call myself the BlackGayComicGeek, and I always say the things that I love to talk about on my channel has blood, sex, gore, and magic, or any variation of the force. I like to talk about fantasy, sci-fi, horror movies, action movies, and of course I like to talk about black representation and queer representation. So if that's something that you're interested in, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, become one of my Safe Gayven ears, which is what I call my followers, and you could also help me boost this video, boost this channel, help more eyes get on this channel. It is absolutely free. Your love doesn't cost a thing. By hitting that like button, it'll really help with the YouTube algorithm. And like I said, getting this video out there, getting my channel out there, some more eyes can get on the channel to help me continue to grow. So with that, guys, we are here to talk about Deadpool and Wolverine. If you didn't see from the post that I've made on my social media, if you're not following me on like Instagram and TikTok, follow me on Instagram and TikTok. But I went to the red carpet world premiere yesterday, July 22nd, here in New York to see Deadpool and Wolverine. So the review embargo for the movie drops today at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's non-spoiler. Can't talk any spoilers, obviously, because the movie's not out. And this is going to be a quick review because I also have to go to the screener for Transformers 1. So got to be quick to try to put this out. And yes, guys, I did get the popcorn bucket of Wolverine. I am obsessed with it. And then like the texture of how the tongue feels. Like I keep rubbing the tongue because I like the way the texture is. But anyway, get your mind out of the gutter. Anyway. So yeah, guys, it's going to be a non-spoiler review for Deadpool and Wolverine. I did release my social media reaction. Then also, if you guys didn't see the video that fantastic Frankie and I posted yesterday, she was my +1 and my date for the movie. And yes, because I got a lot of people asking, like, did you guys plan your outfits on purpose? Yes, I was going as Wolverine and she was going as my Deadpool, so it was planned. But we released our initial thoughts regarding the movie. So yeah, let's get into my non-spoiler review for Deadpool and Wolverine. The synopsis reads, 6 years after the events of Deadpool 2, Wade Wilson is retired as the mercenary Deadpool and lives a quiet life until the Time Variance Authority, a bureaucratic organization that exists outside of time and space and monitors the timeline, pulls him into a new mission. With his home universe facing an existential threat, Wilson reluctantly joins an even more reluctant Wolverine on a mission that will change history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And so yeah, guys, as Frankie and I said when we recorded our initial thoughts, people aren't going to believe us when I say that I really enjoyed this movie, because they're going to be like, oh, you went to the premiere, you're paid, you're a Marvel shill. That happens every single time. I wish I was paid. I wish I was a Marvel shill, because then I wouldn't be working a full-time job. But my invite to the red carpet, it was completely free. And if it was in LA, I would have had to have paid to get, because I know you guys have seen me at other red carpet premieres like Doctor Strange, The Multiverse of Madness, Thor, Love and Thunder. Those were in LA. I had to pay to get to LA. I had to pay for my hotel. None of that was paid for. And so I always laugh at those comments. But anyway, I say all that to say, this is my authentic reaction. I had a great time watching this movie. You know how I always say the things I love to talk about has blood, sex, gore, and magic. This movie had all of it, with the exception of the sex. There wasn't really any sex in this movie. There were some sex jokes, but not even that much. But this movie was bloody. It was gory. Obviously, the magic of there being superheroes and people healing and regenerative healing factor. And like, I haven't had this much fun in a Marvel movie in a long time. Now, that's not to say I didn't enjoy, because I really enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I really enjoyed Wakanda Forever. But in terms of like fun, this is I would say the last time I had this much fun at a Marvel movie was like Avengers Endgame. Moments of me screaming out loud like, oh shit, oh my God, what's going on? And then just the laugh out loud jokes. Of course, when you think of Deadpool, you think of the comedy, and then of course Ryan Reynolds, like there were a lot of jokes, there were a lot of funny moments in this movie, and I had a great time watching this movie. And I will say, because for me, and I think for like the thing that made me enjoy this movie even more is the fact that outside of the initial trailer, I didn't watch any trailers for this movie. And I think more people need to stop watching Marvel trailers, honestly, because I feel like they show way too much in these trailers. Yeah, maybe watch the first trailer, but after that, stop watching. And I think that's also what made my excitement and my joy for this movie even more heightened, because I didn't really know where this movie was going. I didn't know the seeds because I didn't watch any of the trailers outside of the first one. And so I say all that to say, like, because of the surprises in this movie, I try to say go into this movie as blind as you can. Hopefully you didn't watch a lot of the trailers. But like, again, a lot of moments that made me say, oh shit. Even in the first like 35 minutes, not in terms of cameos, but just in terms of like the fun of the movie. The fact that you knew you were gonna have a good time with this movie in the first half. And like, I don't know if you guys have seen like the soundtrack that was released from Deadpool and Wolverine, but like the way they used the score, like 90s music, the throwback and all that other stuff, I thought the soundtrack that went with this movie was incredible. This is one of my favorite performances of Hugh Jackman as Logan Wolverine in this movie. That's not to say this is his best performance. I don't think anything can top his performance in the Logan movie, but I really enjoyed him as Wolverine in this movie. And like the chemistry of getting to see Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman as Deadpool and Wolverine, like I absolutely love that. And like I feel like, and I'm actually sad, and hopefully, and I say sad because hopefully this isn't the last time we get to see the two of them together, because they work so well on screen together, Wolverine and Deadpool. Like I hope we get to see more Deadpool and Wolverine movies. Like they just worked. And again, just so many laugh out loud moments, and like Hugh Jackman being the straight man to Ryan Reynolds Deadpool's comedy. Like it was just gold. It was just comedy gold. Now, with that said, as much as I had fun watching this movie, as much as I enjoyed watching this movie, as much as I do want to see this movie again, I will say this movie is not perfect. I will say that, and I am actually curious of how people will feel about this movie on like a second, third, fourth rewatch, because part of what makes this movie so fun, part of what makes this movie so enjoyable is the surprises, is the fact that you don't know where this movie is going, and some of the people that show up in this movie, and which is what a big reaction of the oh shit moments that you show up in this movie. Like you cannot guess, I don't think, of some of the cameos that show up in this movie, and that is the fun of this movie. And I feel like after you figure out and know where this movie is going, and once you realize, you know, there are no more surprises because now you know, I kind of wonder if people will enjoy this movie on a second, third, fourth rewatch. Because I gotta say, like, in terms of the storyline in and of itself, it's not really that strong. In terms of the villain of Cassandra Nova, the twin sister of Charles Xavier, she's not really that good of a villain. She's just a generic villain, and you don't really get that much from her. She's actually kind of boring. Not boring in the sense of like her acting, but when you think about Marvel movies, and one of the biggest complaints about Marvel movies is always the villain, that's the same thing in this movie. She wasn't a great villain. She's not a Loki. She's not a Thanos. She's not a Killmonger. And also, Kevin Feige kind of mentioned like, this movie, Deadpool and Wolverine, is going to enter the era of the mutant era in the MCU. And again, no spoilers, but this movie is pretty standalone. There is no greater realm into the MCU or whatever. It's a Deadpool and Wolverine movie. Yeah, it connects to the MCU. You get to see the MCU, but for the most part, it doesn't really expound, or it's a standalone Deadpool and Wolverine movie, kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It took place in the MCU, but it was very standalone, which I did appreciate that it was standalone. But with Kevin Feige saying that this movie is entering the era of mutants, I thought there was going to be more emphasis on or showcasing how mutants are going to show up in the MCU. And it was just like, no, it's just that Deadpool and Wolverine, you have Wolverine who's a mutant, it takes place in the MCU, and that's pretty much it. It's very standalone in that aspect. Even the post-credit scene, and there's only one post-credit scene in this movie. I thought the post-credit scene was funny, but again, it didn't connect to any greater building of the MCU or mutants connecting to the MCU. It was very Deadpool and Wolverine centered and focused. But despite the weakness of the villain and the storyline, because of the chemistry with Wolverine and Deadpool, because of the surprises, at least on first rewatch, like I said, it didn't bother me as much. I had a lot of time, a lot of fun watching the movie. That's why I also say I'm curious of how I would react on the second, third, fourth, fifth rewatch. Like, I feel like the movie's gonna stick with me in the sense of like, I had fun with it, but in terms of like the greater impact of the MCU, I don't know. It's to be determined. And also for me, one of the things about Deadpool, obviously, and the thing that people love about Deadpool is the fact that he breaks the fourth wall. He's very self-aware. He's a self-aware character. But I feel like for me personally, and this might not bother other people, but I feel like, because Ryan Reynolds was one of the ones that wrote this movie, I feel like he had Deadpool and took the opportunity to have Deadpool break the fourth wall a little too much. I feel like that's the easy route. That's the easy laugh. And I feel like it happened a little too much in this movie. I feel like he could have toned and should have toned it down just a little bit, because one thing that the reason why you like dessert and the reason why you like ice cream is because it's a good palate cleanser. It's something that you enjoy sometimes. If you're eating ice cream every single time, every single day, it's not as enjoyable as if you have it sometimes. All good things in moderation. And I feel like in this movie, it was just fourth wall, fourth wall, fourth wall break, fourth wall break, fourth wall break. And yeah, I still enjoyed it. I still laughed, but I wish they would have toned it down just a smidge. But now I'm also like, damn, I kind of want ice cream now. But anyway, like I said, I got to get ready to go. So I'm like trying to rush through my review, but I'm like trying to see if I got through everything else. But yeah, overall, like I said, I enjoyed the movie. And also, I kind of want to watch it again because during the premiere, like I said, there's so many oh shit moments. People were screaming in the theater. So there was lines of dialogue that I didn't miss. So that's another reason why I wanted to watch it. And plus, I did enjoy it. Like, I want to watch it again. And so I totally recommend you check out Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm not going to say the MCU is back because it's just one movie. Like, I enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but then Secret Invasion came out and it was trash. So I enjoyed Deadpool and Wolverine, but then Agatha Covenant of Chaos, or whatever the movie is called now, or the show, Agatha All Along, or whatever, because it's changed so many times. But the Agatha show, that might come out and it be trash. So who knows? But as far as Deadpool and Wolverine, can't recommend it enough. So with that, once you guys get to see Deadpool and Wolverine, come back here and let me know what you thought about the movie. All your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm thinking about doing a spoiler review, maybe. We'll see if time permits. But with that said, hopefully you do the things to boost this video on the algorithm. Watch, share, like, comment, interact for the all gay rhythm. This is one of your first time checking out one of my videos. Check out the other videos on my channel. If you like what you see, hit that follow button and subscribe button. Follow me on other social medias. Tell your friends, families, and neighbors about my channel to help me continue to grow. And hit that bell notification button so you're alerted every single time I post a new video. And as always, I will catch you guys next time.